Hey everyone! So it's time to announce my 2021 races. Probably not going to be too much of a surprise, but I am going to do both the races that I did last year. I've already signed up for the Matahay 50-mile race in July. That's at the end of July. And I am going to sign up for the Mines of Spain 100K, and I believe that I can sign up for that in January. So I think that what I want to do is run these races better and try to beat my time on the Matahay from the last time, which I think I can do because I took a lot of rest time. So I think I can take at least 2 hours off my time on the Matahay, but we'll see how it goes. And then I want to finish the Mines of Spain 100K. Or this year I had a DNF after the second loop, and I ended up running 45 miles of that race because after the end of the second loop I should have been at about 40 miles, but I was at 45 because I got off course. And that kind of threw my whole race off. So I know the course, and I should be able to finish that race this year. Those are my two main races this year. Now, due to COVID, there's a few races that I'm already entered in because I was rolled over from last year. And both of those races are in May. One is the Amway Riverbank Run in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and that's a road race. It's a 25K or about 15 miles. And if I run it this year, it will be my 7th year running. And Grand Rapids is my hometown, so it's always fun to go back and run this race. The race is literally run in my backyard in Michigan, so very familiar. It's run by the Grand River, and then it ends downtown. It's a pretty big race. I believe it's a 25K championship race, so it attracts elite runners. Last year, Parker Stinson and Emma Bates won it. So it's a pretty big race. Last year there was, I think, in 2019, there was 3,500 to 4,000 runners. And with COVID, I just don't know. That's a lot of runners, and I'm anticipating that it will get canceled. Then my second race that I'm rolled over into from 2020 is Pound the Mound. It's a 50K trail run in Minnesota. And I think this will be a smaller race. So the possibility of this one happening is more likely, but we'll see. That's my race schedule for 2021. And in 2022, I will be turning 50. And I would really like to do my dream race in that year. And my dream race, it's a little audacious. It's a 150-mile run on the Matahay. And it's called the Buck 50. And I've hiked the whole 150 miles. And now I'd like to run it. I've talked to my husband. He said he would crew me for it. And so we'll see. I haven't even done 100K, and I have never done 100 miles. So I think in 2021, to help me accomplish my 2022 goals, I'm going to amp up my training a little bit, run more miles, and do more core workouts, and just get my body in better shape, and maybe not take a 2-month rest at the end of the year like I did this year, and I'm in that rest period right now. But also in 2021, I have some fun challenges I'm going to do. One of them is I would like to run overnight And I want to do this one before I do the Matahe run, because I'll be running in the dark a little bit in the Matahe. And I'm a little scared of running in the dark. And anyway, I need to test out my lights and get comfortable running in the dark on a trail. So running overnight, that's one of my challenges. Another challenge I want to do is to run a 75-mile training week. The longest training week I've had is 60 miles. And so the 75-mile training week I will do before the Mines of Spain, because that's a 62-mile run. And usually what I do for training for ultras is, if I'm running a 50-mile race, I like to have at least 3 weeks where my training is at 50 miles per week. So for the Mines of Spain, I would want to have 3 weeks of 60 to 62 mile training weeks. So 75 might be a little bit of overkill for Mines of Spain, but really not that much. So that's my second challenge. My third challenge, I would like to do a back-to-back-to-back long run. And right now I'm kind of thinking of doing 20 miles, 20 miles, 20 miles. We shall see. Those are my challenges for 2021. If you have any ideas for other challenges I can do, I'm all ears. I know I've seen on other running channels that they'll do squat challenges for the month, or the YouTubers will race against another YouTuber or a friend, and they'll see how many miles they can get in for a month, who can get the most miles for a month. In other news, I have been resting for November, and now I'm in December, and it has been a little challenging. I'm getting a lot of things done because I just frankly have more time. It's kind of funny how much running takes your time, but I'm a little antsy. So I have been doing light elliptical work. I've been taking walks, and I have been doing squats. I've been riding the stationary bike, and I've been doing other core exercises, kettlebell and some weights. So last night I did more squats than I think I've done in a long time. And I woke up with that familiar sore feeling, but it felt good. So I'll be ready to get back into things in January. So it's a little later in the day, and I finally had a chance to get on the elliptical, and I'm going to go probably a couple miles. But since I talked earlier, I found out that one of my races got canceled. The Pound the Mound in Minnesota. The race director said that she was having trouble getting permits for 25 people due to COVID. So it sounded like she was just going to cancel the race because she didn't think that things were going to be lifted anytime soon. So that May race is canceled, and I'm pretty sure that the other May race will be canceled. So kind of thinking of ideas for what to do in the earlier part of the year. And I was kind of thinking maybe doing I don't know, it would be fun to get some friends and maybe even some YouTubers together and doing a virtual 12-hour challenge or something. And I've always kind of resisted virtual races because you're not really racing anyone. And I'm a little competitive, even though I'm kind of a mid to back of the packer. But I thought, what if you could do a virtual race and you had to check in every couple of hours, like in a 12-hour challenge, 12-hour race, And you had to check in every couple hours and update a Google Doc or something. And then you could check where everyone else was in the race. You know, if everyone started at the same time, and every 2 hours you would check in. So 2 hours in, maybe you're at 20 miles or something. So you put that into the Google Docs, and at the same time, you see where everyone else uploading their mileage at the 2 hour point. And then you check in at 4 hours. So there's mandatory check-ins every 2 hours until you get up to 12 hours. So anyway, that's kind of my idea. I don't know how that would work, and I'm not very familiar with Google Docs, and maybe there's a better way. But I don't know. If any of you are really techie, let me know what you think, and maybe we can figure something out and have some virtual 12-hour race in, I don't know, March, April, or May, or something like that. So that's my idea. Let me know what you think. But I better get to ellipticaling now. This is pretty boring, so I think I'm just gonna stop the camera. GoPro, stop recording. Hundreds. Exercising just feels so good. And you know what else feels good? Finish lines. I am gonna have fun in 2021. No matter what races I do, what gets canceled, I'm gonna have fun.